There's nothing positive that one can see in the world today. If one reads the paper or watches the television news, you will notice that the crime rate, the violence rate has gone up tremendously. Every day, in some part of the world or the other, there's a major war going on. And so many wars don't even get reported. A few months ago, we had a major war in Falkland Islands. Now we have a major war in the Middle East. There's always some war, some violence, some way or the other. It is reported that over $3 billion a day are being spent on armaments alone. So with such a high expenditure on arms and a very high percentage of the research expenditure going in developing new weapons, naturally there has to be a lot of violence. So what is the real cause of this violence? We have organizations such as the United Nations, which was formed essentially to keep peace in society. But if one analyzes the number of wars that have taken place since the formation of the United Nations, the obvious conclusion is that the United Nations has failed to keep peace or prevent the war. So what is the real cause behind all this tension? So the answer, according to the Bhagavad Gita and the Vedic scriptures, is that when God is not in the center, one, there can never be a peaceful society. So the Krishna conscious solution is that Krishna or God has to be brought in the center of one's life. And this human form of life has to be lived according to the direction of the revealed scriptures. We in Krishna consciousness follow the Vedic scriptures. The word Veda, which is spelled V-E-D-A, means knowledge. And the Vedic scriptures are known to be the oldest scriptures on mankind, on this planet. And the Vedic scriptures give us information about what is the purpose of the human form of life. According to the Vedic scriptures, not every birth that one takes is in a human form of life. In fact, out of a total of 8,400,000 species, only 400,000 species are considered to be human. So the Vedic scriptures say that since the human form of life is such a rare privilege, the human form of life should be utilized to establish our relationship with the Lord. This is the big problem in society today. There was a famous British poet who used to say that people want God's kingdom without God. This is the position in society. We want to take advantage of everything that God has provided, but we do not want to acknowledge God's position, and we do not want to acknowledge that He is the provider of everything. In the Bhagavad Gita is also known as a Song of God. It is a very ancient scripture. In fact, all evidences point out that this is the oldest scripture on this planet. This was spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, to his devotee Arjuna. And in this Bhagavad Gita, it is explained that this material nature that we are living in and that we see is working under the direction of the Supreme Lord. It is foolishness to think that the material nature is working without anyone giving it direction. At the present moment we are assembled in this university, the University of Calgary, but there is someone who is directing everything. Even though this may be the Department of Religious Studies, but we all know that there is one person at the top who is sending his instructions to a certain system of command. But each country is being run either by a prime minister or a president or a monarch or some head of state. When we see the cars running up and down on the streets, and the cars are all maintaining within their levels on their side, we know that there has to be a chief of police in the city who is regulating the traffic. So similarly, we are going to probe a little further and discover that there is a Supreme Lord who is directing the shop, who is directing the show. We may call him differently, But that doesn't mean that we can deny that there is a Supreme God in control. Krishna says, this material nature is working under my direction. Further, Krishna says in the